This is the gospel according to the IRS, Breaking Points and Church Financial Updates. And now, here's the authority, Dr. Michael Chitwood and Breaking Points.
I'm Michael Chitwood. Welcome to Breaking Points. And have we got some breaking points, breaking news, and special bulletin alert all wrapped up in one today. Did you know that a church just became under fire because they did not have the proper accounting system in place in the church? Did you know that your church must have a double entry set of books for your church? And one of the components of a double entry set of books is you must learn to reconcile the bank account statement in the right way. I want to talk to you about that today. Grab a pad and a pen. I'm ready to get started. First of all, as you develop your accounting system, one of the things that people don't understand is they think that they still use the back of the bank statement that comes from your bank to reconcile the bank account. Well, there's a bank account reconciliation form, which is a double entry form, the left side, right side. And those things are required by the code so that you will be in compliance and match your general ledger. I'd like to give you some components of that, if I could at this time. Number one, put at the top of your page, bank account reconciliation statement. We're going to reconcile the bank account together. Also, you need to make a strong note there. Your bank account statement should be cutting off at the end of each month. Don't let that carry over into the 10th, the 15th, or the 20th of the month. I want that cut off at the end of each month so that you'll be able to reconcile with your books, your general ledger for that month, and reconcile your bank account to your general ledger. And what I want you to make a note of is some components that go into this. Number one, in order to reconcile the bank account properly, follow these instructions. Number one, you take the total deposits from the bank statement, and you subtract the outstanding deposits from the prior period, and you add the outstanding deposits from the current period. That gives you total deposits. Let me say that again. Number one, you take the total deposits listed on the bank statement, you subtract the outstanding deposits from the prior period, and you add the outstanding deposits in for the current period. That gives you your total deposits. Number two, you take the total checks written. They put a total check written in a box on your bank statement. You take the total checks written, subtract the outstanding checks from the prior period or the prior month, and you add the outstanding checks for the current period. That gives you your total disbursements. Now you're ready to reconcile your bank statement the proper way. Now most of you probably have the Chitwood and Chitwood bank account reconciliation form. It's even hard to say. It's even harder to do, I guess. Reconciliation form. You have that form, and I encourage you to copy that form and use each form for each month. You have to have one form per bank. Now, some of you may have a lot of bank accounts, and that's okay. It's not necessary. We find that most churches need a general account, a payroll account, probably a building fund account, because we are going to build, right? We're going to build. We're big thinkers, we're big dreamers, and we're going to build. So with that in mind, it's important and imperative that you use the proper form to reconcile the bank account each month. I went to church one time in North Carolina, and that church had 14 bank statements, and guess what? They hadn't been open for almost 4 years. You have to open the bank statement. You have to line up the canceled checks in numeric order, and then you begin to reconcile your bank account. Remember, the right side is done first, and it always agrees with the left side. The bank account reconciliation is a major component in your general ledger accounting system for your church. I want to make sure that you're compliant. The reason why that this is breaking news is this church lost millions of dollars simply because they didn't have the proper controls on the bank account reconciliation. I want to make sure that you are doing your books right. Until next time, this is Michael Chitwood, and I will see you tomorrow on Breaking Points.
Breaking Points gives you the latest IRS updates and tax law. Pastor, if the IRS came to your church today, what would you say? If you really want your house of worship in order, call 1-800-345-9117.